morning, everyone, et bonjour à tous, and welcome to the Canadian Chamber of Commerce Executive Summit. Bienvenue au sommet exécutif de la Chambre de commerce du Canada, building from the ground up, positioning our communities as leaders of post-COVID recovery. Mon nom est Carl Tabak, je suis le nouveau président du conseil d'administration de la Chambre de commerce du Canada et je suis associé directeur de la région du Québec de McCarthy-Tétrault. Ça me fait plaisir d'être votre maître de cérémonie aujourd'hui. My name is Carl Tabak. I'm chair of the board of directors of the Canadian Chamber. And in my day job, I'm managing partner, the Quebec region for McCarthy-Tétrault. I'm pleased to be your MC today and for the first time for my first event with the Canadian Chamber. Although we're meeting virtually, I want to begin today's summit by acknowledging the Indigenous peoples of all the lands that we are on today and to acknowledge the importance of the lands which we each call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility to improving relationships between nations and to improving our own understanding of local Indigenous peoples and their cultures. Please join me in a moment of reflection to acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past and present, and to consider how we can each, in our own way, try to move forward in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. Thank you. Now, as we get underway today, I'd like to make a very special note of thanks to the outstanding partners whose support has made this wonderful event possible. A very warm thank you to each and every one of you. Un grand merci à tous nos partenaires qui ont fait de cet événement, qui font que cet événement-là est possible et qui rendent nos événements à la Chambre aussi exceptionnels. And of course, thank you to our memberships. Without you, your talent, your ideas, and your participation, these engaging and important conversations would not be possible. Our membership is at the heart of everything we do, and we couldn't be more grateful to have the opportunity to work with you on these events. Thank you, du fond du cœur, merci. Now, before I introduce our first speaker, I'd like to take a moment to go over the various features on the platform that we're using for this conference. So essentially, you can navigate the platform by clicking on the menu at the left of your screen. You can also find the program and all of the speakers' biographies by clicking on the box Speakers. And you can network with peers by using the chat widget on the right of your screen. We also encourage you to stay connected and engaged with us on social media by tweeting or sending messages using the hashtag executive series. And by following along on our social media wall, which you can find by clicking Lobby. And if you ever need help of any kind, it's only a click away. So click on Networking, search for Canadian Chamber of Commerce in the attendee list, and send us your question. We'll come to the rescue and someone will be in touch with you very quickly. Now that we have all the housekeeping out of the way, I'm very happy to introduce our first speaker, our President and CEO at the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, the Honorable Perrin Beatty, to kick off today's agenda. Perrin, over to you.
Well, many thanks, Carl, and welcome everyone. Today's Executive Summit series will take a closer look at two sectors that are truly the workhorses of the Canadian economy. They lay the foundation for economic growth, and they've kept Canada afloat throughout the pandemic. Now they're leading our post-COVID economic recovery. Canada's construction and transportation sectors directly affect every Canadian, whether we realize it or not, particularly in a country as large as ours is. From supply chains to infrastructure, they work tirelessly, often without recognition, to make our economy and our day-to-day lives possible. Now, our construction sector is building the housing and offices that Canadians need. They're building the roads and bridges that allow us to not only get Canadians where they need to be and want to go, but also to move the goods that we buy and sell to market more quickly and efficiently. The current flooding tragedies in British Columbia highlight more than ever the critical role that these industries play and how quickly disruptions to them ripple right across the country. As we attempt to transition to a post-pandemic economy, to combat climate change and to remain competitive in a shifting international trade landscape, these sectors can and must be robust, well-funded, and of the highest quality. Even before COVID-19, Canada suffered from bottlenecks and disruptions to supply chains that threatened the smooth flow of goods across the country. Unless we address these long-standing issues, as well as facing the added challenges presented by the pandemic, we risk falling behind. Canada is currently sitting at an anemic 2% growth rate in our GDP, a rate that's completely insufficient to meet our growing national economic and social goals. If we want this number to budge, we need timely and strategic investments in transportation and infrastructure that will allow our economy to grow sustainably as we build towards recovery. Now, at the Canadian Chamber, we're working with the federal government to do just that. And we're certainly not alone. As with COVID-19 recovery, success is only possible through close collaboration between government and the private sector. Canadian businesses remain critical leaders and allies on the path towards sustainable growth, and they'll be key to ensuring infrastructure improvements lead to successful outcomes. Now, from a look at the future of the construction industry to the role that transportation is playing in connecting Canadians, today's agenda includes the conversations and the insights with the industry leaders that we need to have to help us better understand the importance of these key sectors and of these important issues as we build out of this pandemic even stronger. I hope that you're all looking forward to it as much as I am.